Hello YouTube people, in today's video I'll show you how this very lovely watch from Militado called ML17 looks like on a bunch of different straps. This video is sponsored by Militado. Militado has sent me this watch for the video and I get to keep it. Thank you Militado. Technical specifications and measurements which I have done myself as always. The weight of this watch, naked like that, it weighs 37 grams. Diameter of the case side to side without a crown is 35.5 millimeters. Lug to lug distance 41.6. Lug width is 20. Thickness together with this domed sapphire crystal and with the case back and everything, full thickness is just 9.3 millimeters. And interesting thing is that the side thickness right there without the case back and without the crystal is just 5.5 millimeters. So yeah, this one has sapphire crystal. I have tested it myself and got positive reading. This watch is also available with mineral crystal and it has water resistance rating of 100 meters together with a screw down crown and screw down case back. This particular watch has Miyota Super 2035 movement inside, and as I found on the internet, battery should last about 4 years. Lume on this watch is actually very good. It has two colors, and even though I usually don't like multicolored lume, but this time I would say it is done tastefully, because on hands and those numbers the lume is the same. It's blue and it's green only on those dots around and on this triangular thing on top. And most importantly, the intensity, the brightness of lume is exactly the same despite different colors, so that's very nice. And the lume in general is actually very nice. It's actually pretty strong. I've tried this watch as my night watch already and I had no trouble telling the time on this watch even in the morning. So if you care about lume performance, this watch is not going to disappoint you. Let me give you a good look at the finishing of the case on this watch, which in my opinion is actually very nice. I like that the sides have this vertical brushing. Top of the case also has vertical brushing, and I really like this nice little separation between side and the top. This nice separation has very nice polished out edge, and I think it is fitting on this watch really nicely. Now the special thing about this case, well, actually several special things. First of all, I really love the shape of it. It's a very beautifully proportioned watch, and not only from the top but also from the side view, you know, like that. It's visually slim watch, you know, together with this domed sapphire crystal with the case back and all. Full thickness is just 9.3 millimeters. And considering this kind of design, I would say it's very nice. It's a slim watch, and the side profile right there is just 5.5 millimeters, and that's actually very noticeable, especially when you use the crown, because basically, as you can see, the thickness of the case is just as thick as the crown itself. So once you take the crown into your fingers, you can feel that the case is actually just as thick as the crown itself, which at first is quite surprising, and it's very nice, you know, it feels rather special. I really like that. Now another thing is the crown integration in the case. The cutout for the crown is actually done very nicely. Let me show you. The cutout is all around it, and the crown, as you can see, is a screw down crown. It's a small watch, relatively small crown as well, but it's grippy, it's actually easy to use. So let's screw it back in place, and as you can see, it sits very neatly, very flush in the case. Very nicely done. I really like that. It has date issued 2025. That's kind of cool, you know. Just think about it. If for some reason you find this watch like after 50 years for example, and you see that this watch has been issued 50 years ago, like, I don't know, I just find it cool to have a date on a watch when it was made. That's cool, you know. I know, I wish to see that a little bit more often on different watches. Also, speaking about the case back, look how flat it is, how nice it is. It feels nice, it's not sharp. It's nicely done. Now about the problems is that, you know, this watch is hugging the wrist very nicely. As you can see, that's not a problem, that's a nice thing. But that means that these parts, bottom edges of the case, actually touching the wrist, and these edges are actually pretty sharp. Just take some kind of a soft sandpaper and just brush off those edges. Take your time, don't rush, just gently, slowly brush off those edges, and they won't be sharp anymore, because right now they're just not pleasant to touch. But that's honestly the only thing I found that I can't complain about. Everything else is just very nicely done. This is my favorite kind of shape for the crystal on a watch, especially vintage style like this one. This is just perfect. It sticks out above the case just a perfect amount. In the middle it is basically flat. It's a very nicely proportioned crystal for this particular watch, and I really love how it glows in certain angle to the light like that. Let's play a little bit with the light, maybe with this one. Yeah, let me show you a little bit how does it glow in front of this orange light. Well, not exactly glow, but how it just plays and reflects with the light, especially around the edges. It's very nice looking thing, you know. It's a very lovely, very dreamy looking thing. Yeah, that's probably the word I'm looking for. It's a very dreamy looking sapphire crystal on this watch, which is very fitting for a vintage style watch in my opinion. It looks just great on this watch. And I wanna give you a little bit of a better look at the dial itself, which is a very simple dial, and I really like that. I like the simplicity, I like how purposeful it looks like. There is no nonsense, nothing, just purposeful design, and I love that. But the special thing for me is actually the color of the dial, because this blue color is very lovely. It's very fitting to this watch, and especially together with this sapphire crystal, which creates this dreamy look. It looks very dreamy. So this blue color also has a little bit of that kind of dreamy vibe, which looks just awesome. I really like it. I think the color on this dial is just spot on. It's just perfect for this watch. And that's how this watch looks like on my 16.5 centimeter wrist or 6.5 inches wrist, and I think it looks wonderful. Not only the design of this watch is vintage inspired, but the size of the watch as well is like it's a vintage sized watch. Well, not that extra small, it's not like something, you know, 32, 34 millimeters, it's 35.5 side to side, but it's still a very small watch, and the size alone also gives off a vintage vibe, which I like very much, and I think it looks great on my wrist. Now about the strap, it comes on this nylon strap, which actually is a little bit rough kind of nylon strap, but good thing I could tell you about this strap is that I believe it should last a long time. You know, it should last a long time, and given enough time it should probably wear in and become softer over time. That's how it looks like. It's a slim nylon strap, a little bit rough, but as I told you, I believe it should wear in over time a little bit, and it feels like it is one of those, you know, it should be durable, I believe. Should be, I guess. So anyway, this watch looks so good on different straps, and that's the reason why I'm gonna show you quite a lot of custom straps this time, because usually I like to choose like 4 or 5 straps for the video, but this time I just can't choose because it looks so good on each of them that I must include them all. So let me show you. So in no particular order, let's begin with this suede leather strap, which by the way I like very much. These are very comfortable and tend to be very durable straps. And if there is any strap in this video that you like, you can find it on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com. So I think it looks lovely, you know, that's the vibe this strap gives off together on this blue dial. It's just nice. It has basically the same tone. It matches this watch very nicely in my opinion. And it's a very comfortable option, by the way. It's a very nice strap. It has quick release, it's flexible, it's nice. I think it looks great on this watch. This, I believe, is probably a rather obvious choice, you know, blue dialed watch on a blue nylon strap. And also the intensity matches rather nicely, I must say. I think it looks wonderful. I think it looks really good. But I gotta tell you the same about each strap on this watch because, well, I honestly was a little bit surprised. I just changed straps, I try this watch on, and every single strap looks just great on this watch. This watch is just so awesome. It's so much fun. It looks great. Now, this one, just like the original, does not have metal keepers. It has this fabric keeper, and I like that. It looks clean, it looks neat, and I like this color match, you know, this brown is rather strong, rather intensive, and I think it looks really good on this blue dial. It's like opposite colors, but when the intensity is the same, it looks great. I think it looks really lovely. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the same thing about each strap on this watch, of course, because I'm telling you, all these straps looking so good on this watch. Very, very beautiful color combination. Does look really good. This is also a very nice strap for this watch stylistically wise. It has this interesting hardware which kinda looks a little bit probably bulky for this watch, but as for a vintage military style watch, I would say it's rather fitting. And this gray color also, it just looks smooth, you know, looks soft on this watch. Visually, it matches this watch rather nicely, I must say. This is that, you know, elastic strap. It's very comfortable strap for this watch. With this strap, I don't even feel that I have a watch on my wrist, like it disappears. It's a very small, very lightweight watch. So that's nice about that. And on straps that, you know, elevate the watch a little bit, I don't even feel those sharp bottom edges of the case anymore. So that's also nice. This is the same strap except it's blue, obviously. So yeah, blue dial watch on a blue strap, especially on this particular design, does look rather correct. You know? It looks right, it looks right. Something is just right with this combination. By the way, when taking these straps off, you should be rather careful, because if you take it off too quickly, there is a chance that this hook, when unhooked, it's gonna smack into the crystal and may gonna shatter the crystal. You know, it's elastic strap after all, so it's like a spring. If you release it too quickly, there is a chance to damage the watch. So be careful with these straps. Anyway, I think it looks wonderful on this one as well. Now let's try something shiny. This mesh bracelet, the grain, the size of the grain is 1 millimeter. And you know, usually I hate this gap, I hate seeing this gap, but somehow on this particular vintage style it doesn't look bad. I don't hate it this time. I think it looks rather fine, you know. This overall look on this mesh style bracelet, I think it looks nice actually. I don't even mind this gap. It's like part of the appeal somehow. I don't know. For some reason on this watch it looks fine. I'm telling you, you can throw anything you want on this watch and it's still gonna look great. Such an awesome watch. Now, same but different. This is not Milanese strap or bracelet. This is some kind of chainmail bracelet, which is very difficult to resize, but once you're done, you have a very nice bracelet, which I think looks great on this watch. There is something not vintage but medieval about this watch. Like from Middle Ages, from medieval ages, I don't know. Nice combination though. Sorry for talking nonsense. I think it looks great. It looks cool. That's how it looks like. It looks cool. Now let's see how this green strap matches this watch. And usually I'm not sure about combination blue and green, but somehow this time I think it looks fine, because you know, as previously, the intensity matches. So that's nice. The intensity of this blue is the same as the intensity of this green, and it looks fine. It looks like some kind of a military watch, you know, with this strap. And this strap, by the way, is just €2, and it's a thick soft, nice nylon strap, just around €2. And interesting thing is, once you put a thick strap on this watch, it looks like continuation of the case, you know. When this case is so slim, it's like it looks really nice even from the profile like that. Such an awesome watch, I really like it. And another green strap, and this one is as militaristic as it gets, in my opinion. The color, the design, the everything, the, you know, this peeling off edge and all that. I think it looks great. And if you want to see the difference, let me show you. This green, well, it's different texture, you know, and this nylon one, this on top is a lot more shiny, while this one is like a military backpack of some kind. And on watch like this one, it looks just fine, you know. It looks like it should be. Like this watch should be like that. That's how it looks like. I don't even mind that the edge of the strap is peeling apart, because on a vintage style watch like this one, it looks just right, especially on military style watch like this one. And another green strap, which looks totally different than the previous ones, gives off completely different vibe. This one looks like luxurious, but in a way like old money kind of style. And I think this kind of strap looks really good on a vintage style watch. This strap, by the way, is just €3, and it's super flexible and very comfortable and looks really cool. I especially love when it starts to age a little bit and peel a little bit like that. It gives off a little bit more of a vintage character, which on watches like this one works just perfectly. I think it looks great, and I especially love these brown keepers on this strap. It's beautiful. This combination is very beautiful. This is discoloration leather strap, which has this kind of aging effect, which changes over time and becomes more apparent. You know, it's a very cool strap. It has a very strong vintage vibe. Looks like a very old strap that potentially could last you a long time, that kind of vibe. And definitely on vintage style watches like this one, it looks just perfect, you know. It's a perfect combination for a watch like this one. And the final one is this brown leather strap with holes, as you call a racing strap, I believe, right? I think it also looks great, because the intensity of this brown is also rather strong as the intensity of the blue on the dial, and matches rather nicely. It looks colorful and lovely. And you know, this is the last strap. So which one is my favorite? Honestly, I can't really tell you. My opinion like changes every minute. I just keep playing with those straps on this watch, and I just can't decide which one I like better. And that's, for me, it's a huge fun factor with this watch, that I just, like a child, take a bunch of straps and mess around, play with this watch, and I just can't decide which one I like better. And for me, that is actually the biggest fun factor for this watch. Well, what can I tell you for the ending of this video? I think this watch is a proof that you don't need to spend a huge amount of money on a watch to get a huge amount of fun. That's what this watch is, a huge amount of fun, especially if you have a lot of custom straps, and I believe a lot of you already have a bucket full of straps. So this watch is definitely a lot of fun. Especially it's nice that lug width is standard 20mm, so you can basically throw anything on this watch. And as you saw, it looks great no matter what. So for me, this watch is simply awesome. And you know, it's generally a good watch. It's a quartz watch, so you can beat it around. It's still gonna be reliable and accurate, and I really love that. It has very good lume performance. It has very good piece of beautiful, dreamy sapphire crystal. It has very good water resistance. The case finishing is beautiful. I really love this polished out separation between the side and the top of the case. It looks really nice. The shape of the case, the slimness. Man, this watch is awesome. It's simply awesome. Well done, Militado. Well done, Militado. This is awesome watch. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.